Hello everyone, it is I, the Midnight Bard, your favorite bard, and you have entered the battle phase. So, before it becomes overrated, I'll let you know that I am a fan of Kaiju number 8. The manga by Naoya Matsumoto has an anime adaptation in the works set to release in March of 2024, so before new fans come out of the woodwork once the anime drops, I just wanted to take the opportunity to talk about the manga, what I like about it, why you should read it, and generally to brag about how I liked it before it was cool. So for starters, let's talk about the aesthetic of Kaiju number 8. This manga looks clean, boy! So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that the line art, the cityscapes, the characters, the monsters, the attention to detail in every page is on point. It wasn't uncommon for me to be flipping through pages at a rapid-fire pace chasing the accelerating plot until suddenly I'd find myself at the climax of a sequence with a monstrous behemoth towering over our heroes, and I'd find myself gasping aloud. When dealing with the humans in Kaiju number 8, the characters are memorable. Their body language and facial expressions giving each of them a distinct personality that's recognizable at a glance. The world they inhabit is expertly rendered, with panels being occupied by detailed scenery. Work areas are messy and cluttered, domiciles feel full and lived in, and facilities are filled to every corner with strange and futuristic machinery, computer monitors lining the walls, and groups of scientists working hectically around the clock. Matsumoto-sensei is one of those mangaka that isn't content to do the bare minimum by leaving large selections of empty space on a page. Every little nook and cranny that can be filled with detail is, and that's a lot of attention to a lot of small details. The monsters in Kaiju number 8 are the frosting on that cake. These massive creatures feel like they jumped right out of a Studio Toho feature. Each of them is unique, intimidating, and grotesque in their own way, but they're illustrated with as much attention to detail as everything else, making them feel like a giant extension of the world that the humans live in. Seriously, I cannot stress enough how fantastic the art in this title is. You can really feel the love that Matsumoto-sensei has for the kaiju genre of movies, and it's infectious. So, let's talk about the plot. But before we get into that, let me preface it with a spoiler warning. We good? Alright, here we go. Shonen anime can be defined in a number of ways. Does your anime contain epic battles? Yup. Weird superpowers? Yup. Does it have monstrous antagonists? Big yup. Does it contain, say, a plucky young hero with a big dream and a will of iron who embarks on a journey to see said dream become a reality? Well, yes and no. It's complicated. Unlike most shonen manga, whose protagonists average an age of 15 or so, Kaiju number 8's protagonist son is a man in his 30s. He's way past the age of shonen protagonist territory. He's working a menial job, and his dream of becoming one of the kaiju fighting heroes of this world has been long abandoned. Kafka Hibino is a bit of an odd duck. At the start of the manga, he appears to check exactly 0 boxes of the protagonist's checklist. Unlike characters like Izuku Midoriya, Yuji Itadori, and Tanjiro Kamado, who are just brimming with the drive and energy of youth, Kafka seems more exhausted. He wakes up and goes to work at a job that is akin to a construction or a demolition worker, dismantling the corpses of fallen kaiju. A job that sees no glory, but rather cleans up the mess that glory leaves behind. He goes home to his 1-bedroom apartment, turns on the TV, pops open a beer, and falls asleep only to start the process all over again the next day. It's a little depressing, and a far cry from the usual happy-go-lucky / awkward teen MCs that make up the genre. Moreover, where shonen MCs usually chase the aforementioned dream or goal with unwavering determination, Kafka is too old to do so. In his youth, he promised to become one of the best kaiju killers along with his childhood friend Mina Ashiro, and where she succeeded, becoming top brass in the anti-kaiju defense force, he was never quite good enough to pass the entrance exam. And though he tried time and again, time eventually ran out for him. Okay, so your favorite bard senpai hasn't been a young man in a long time. And I have to say, seeing Kafka, an adult man facing adult problems as the lead to this shonen battle manga, was a breath of fresh air. He's just like me, for real, for real. Without spoiling much, Kafka gains the power to transform into a human kaiju hybrid, which gives him increased strength, stamina, and endurance while in kaiju form. And this happens just around the time when a coincidental opportunity gives him one last chance to try out for the anti-kaiju defense force. But therein lies the plot. Kafka has one more chance to chase his dream, but in order to do so, he must enter the proverbial lion's den. He has to keep his kaiju powers a secret as he competes with up-and-coming kaiju killers and the lethal captains there to train them. This manga sports a cast of hilarious and memorable characters, unique and interesting monsters and powers, as well as fast-paced and explosive action. Some story arcs can be a little basic, but they are often followed by other arcs that slam on the gas and don't slow down until a kaiju gets punched in the face so hard that its head literally explodes. If you're a fan of shonen battle manga, give Kaiju number 8 a try. It's pretty great. But that's it from my manga recommendation for today. Have you read Kaiju number 8? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, do me a favor and hit like and share it with a manga lover you know. So until next time, friends, I have been the Midnight Bard, this has been the Battle Phase, and I'll see you later.